Hello, I'm Alistair Stevenson, and today I'm reviewing the Sony Xperia Z. Now, the Sony Xperia Z is Sony's current flagship smartphone. It aims to reverse the poor middling reviews we've given its other S and T smartphones in 2012. In this front, Sony's loaded with pretty much every innovation it could think of, and has really pulled out every stop. This means one of the biggest things about it is it's actually very tough, being IP57 certified. As you can see here, it has plugs covering all of its ports to make sure that it's water, scratch and dust resistant. And overall, we found it's quite tough, despite being very light and slim, measuring in at just 139 by 71 by 7.9 millimeters and weighing 146 grams. Now, while this isn't as light as the feather-light 112 gram iPhone 5, it's still pretty good considering the size of the screen and how big and how tough the smartphone is. Now, you'll see here, it comes loaded with a 5-inch 441 pixel per inch display, featuring Sony's custom Bravia Engine 2 technology. This means that the display is pretty damn nice, and Sony's actually gone so far as to claim that it's on a par with most digital HD televisions. Now, viewed directly, we'd agree, and you can see that it looks very crisp and vibrant, and the colours all look very nice, and it has decent brightness. But the problem is, if you see us start turning it, because of the very, very tough glass, it actually is fairly prone to picking up glare, and that's even in just these low light conditions. Taking it outside, and we found the screen can become unusable when hit with direct sunlight. However, another thing you'll see is it's actually running Android 4.1 Jelly Bean. This is good because it means you get access to a load of cool services like Google Now, which, as you can see here, can be accessed by swiping up from the home screen and pulling up. Unfortunately though, Sony's made a few changes to the OS. You can see here it's loaded it with its own Walkman, album, movies and Sony Select applications. Now, in general, for business users, and even the general public, these aren't that great. Walkman, for instance, is no better than the inbuilt Android music player, and we wouldn't really recommend using them over, as we said, Google's own versions. Still, they're not intrusive in the same way that some of the OS changes are, like Samsung's TouchWiz, which adds a load of unneeded custom widgets, which basically make it more difficult rather than easier to use. Now, in terms of speed, Sony's loaded it with a 1.5 GHz quad-core Qualcomm processor, which means that this is a very nippy device, especially when combined with Project Butter, custom code that removes a lot of the frame rate issues that plagued previous versions of Android. We've played a load of custom games on here, including very powerful ones running off the Unity engine, and they've all been fine, and we really haven't suffered any issues with the performance of the Xperia Z. Another innovation that they've added is a 13.1 megapixel rear camera. Now, HTC have claimed that megapixel count doesn't matter, and its one series is coming with a much lower 4 megapixel camera, which it claims will still be able to match. But that said, we have been really impressed with the Xperia Z's camera prowess. Taking photos in regular light is brilliant, and it actually comes out with some great results, with decent colour balance and looking very crisp. The only time we've noticed any issues is when shooting in very low light, where, like most smartphone cameras outside of the Nokia Lumia 920, pictures can come out a little washed out and a little fuzzy, but still, it's far better than most other smartphones' cameras, and we're really impressed. Overall, the Xperia Z is very good, and we really think it's a decent smartphone. The problem is that it doesn't actually have a lot going for it past other phones. The screen technology is good, but hampered by the viewing angle issues, and while very tough, it isn't quite as comfortable as others in hand, having very hard line edges. Still, this is the best Sony Xperia phone we've ever had the chance to get our hands on, and we're very impressed and looking forward to what it does next. I'm Alistair Stevenson, thanks for watching.